welcome back to the channel. You join us this week. We're going to do something completely different that I don't think we've ever done before, have we?
No, we haven't.
Lots of other people have done it, but we've never done this before, and we thought it'd be quite interesting. So here we are, doing something very different. Hope you're well.
So welcome to our camper van. This is Nessa. She's a long wheelbase Volkswagen Crafter that we converted last year and into this year as well. It took us longer than we thought. If you want to know why, go back and watch previous videos. It's a bit boring now. I'm bored of talking about my bud back. Anyway, so yeah, this is Nessa. We are currently on our drive. It is July. We were going to go away for the weekend, but the weather is rubbish.
It doesn't normally stop us, the weather. That's not the only reason. There's other things going on as well. It's a bit busy. We've had a really busy couple of weeks, haven't we?
Yeah, and it's our village fun day today, so we've got the opportunity to go and have some nice ale on in the rain. Listen to some live music, so we'll probably go do that.
So yeah, here we are. So this is what we're doing a bit different this week. You may have noticed, those of you who follow us on other social media streams, that we asked if you had any questions to ask us about anything at all. Yeah,
so we've had questions from YouTube, Instagram and Facebook, so thank you for those of you that sent those in, and we are going to answer those questions. Now this could be quite amusing because you have no idea.
I have absolutely no idea what any of these questions are, so it's going to be completely off the top of my head. It may or may not make sense to you, it may or may not make sense to me, but it's going to be my answers to the questions anyway. You got a head start because you know all the questions.
To be honest, I'd finished a work call. I had about 10 minutes and I wrote them all down, so I didn't really think about it. I was just writing them down. I didn't have a chance to really think about them, and I just put them in a pile. So
regular watchers of the channel will also note that I have no cup of tea. No comment.
Not yet. You've got to answer some questions and then I'll make us a brew.
Okay, come on then, let's go. Pick one out. Am I picking one out?
I'll go first.
Question number one. Question number one.
Oh, this is a good start actually. What video and audio kit do you use, as your videos are really good, clear and informative, whilst you accept that they aren't instructional? That's true fact.
There's no need in us giving anyone instructions because we can't give ourselves instructions.
No.
So we have two cameras that we use. This one we're recording on at the moment is a Sony ZV-1 Mark II, just to make life complicated. It was recommended to us by a couple of different people, wasn't it? I can't remember exactly who now, but it's a great little camera. It fits in your kind of fits in your pocket. It's small. It's not one of these big ones with a long lens and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, it does a decent zoom.
It does what we need to do. We don't class ourselves as true professional videographers or anything.
No, it takes nice photographs.
Yeah. And
the sound quality is very good. It's taken us a while to get the hang of it. It's quite complicated. Yeah,
we've recorded lots and lots of stuff that we've not been able to use because it's either been on slow motion, no sound, completely out of focus, upside down, back to front, which is annoying because some of it was really good. Yeah. But anyway,
so we use that, and also we've had 3 different GoPros. And not because we've upgraded, but because they break.
Yeah, we are currently on our 3rd GoPro. We started off with a GoPro Hero 9, that was the first one we brought. That broke, so we got a new GoPro Hero 9, and then that broke, and we've now, because it's now like, what's the word, done and dusted, I don't make it anymore, they didn't have any spares. I think we've got a Hero, it's either a 10 or a GoPro 10 or 11. I can't remember which off the top of my head.
I think it might be an 11.
Yeah.
But that's the one we generally use when we go out and about because it's robust. We can film in the rain. We take it kayaking. We do all sorts with it. So we bought this one mainly for kind of insidey stuff, or if we want to go and photograph some really beautiful scenery, because the GoPro's not great at distancey stuff, is it?
No.
Yeah. So there we go. We don't have any mics. We've tried different setups on that. Yeah. It just gets annoying. So we hope that our sound quality is good.
It's okay. Wind can be a problem. This camera's better in the wind.
It's all those beans.
Because the microphone's better. The GoPro can be a bit of a nightmare with the wind. But hey, it's doing us all right so far. So there we go.
Good stuff. Next question.
Next question. Having owned a motorhome and built your own camper, which is more comfortable to go away in? So this is the beauty of vans and motorhomes, I suppose. It's not one size fits all. It's different for everybody. So the motorhome, so we had a Swift Escape 674. It was like 7.5 meters long. It was 4 berth. It was big, weren't she, old
Marge.
Old Marge. So yeah, there was more room in that, I suppose, because it was physically bigger. But this is definitely more comfortable. The bed is more comfortable. I hated having to make up the bed and like bodge cushions together.
Yeah, so the
kind
cushion,
of
it was like one of those beds where you pull a bit out, put different cushions in and all of that. So that was a bit difficult to kind of get comfy. So we had mattress toppers, so they were a pain because we had 3 of those and we had to roll those out. Lounging in this, in terms of sitting, is not, I don't think, as comfy as Marge was, because we had nice sort of a C-shaped lounge at the back, and we had seating at the front with a table, and we had the swivel captain seats. Obviously we had the option in here of switching up the seats in the front, not having a bulkhead swivelling around, but we didn't want an open cab, so that sort of took that factor. In terms of travelling comfortably,
so much better.
This one is so much better for us, sort of travelling and driving wise. Like the front of this cab is great, really comfortable to drive in. Well, don't drive it, but sit in.
It's physically an easier thing to drive. It's, you know, I've driven Fiats all my life. There's nothing wrong with them, but this is the first time I've ever had a VW of any description. It's lovely, easy to drive, nice and comfy. On the balance of it all, this probably just about wins. Yeah, slightly.
And I also think, like, when you do tiny living, like in terms of comfort, you kind of have to know how to work the space. So if I'm cooking, Steve's sitting or he's out the van, like, you can't both be doing stuff.
Yeah, I'm quite happy to sit.
Yeah, and then that's just the way it is. Like, if someone's getting dressed, you need to give them room. So in terms of that kind of comfort, and then we made sure that we made the bed in here as comfy as we could make it, and also it's available in the day, so if anyone wants to hop up for a little lay down and nap or watch some telly or something, we can. So yeah,
cool.
Pros and cons for both, but I think we prefer this setup.
Thank you. Next question.
Is there anything you would have done differently when building the van? Well, not broke my back. That's the first thing. I wish we'd done the ceiling earlier on.
Oh, you mean as physically?
Well, I don't know what they mean, but that's, I guess.
Yeah, I would say do the ceiling earlier on, get the roof done in, not necessarily finished, but there, because it was so much harder trying to do it, retrofit it, so to speak, than it was. That was hard. So yeah, do the ceiling earlier on. But apart from that, I can't think of anything.
No, and in terms of layout,
I like our layout. Our layout's great. There's so many options for layouts. There's no right or wrong. You know.
Yeah.
This works really well for us. I see other vans and they're amazing. The layouts are brilliant and they're great.
And I don't think there's anything that I think, oh, I wish we'd done that.
Yeah.
Maybe if we then end up going in it more long term, there might be other things we do, like maybe a flip up worktop at the back there, so we've got more surface or more desk space or.
What are you talking about? We've got a flip up worktop.
No, the other end. I mean, so like we could stand up and work, or something like that. But no, and I don't think, like, storage wise, we never fill all the spaces.
No, we've got loads of room. I
So
suppose the one and only thing I might do differently, and we can still do this because we did actually build into the design, is make the bed maybe. I mean, it's only like 2 inches, maybe 3 inches lower. That's the only thing I would perhaps change. Now that we think that Lola's not going to come away with us, because originally it's higher because this bed pulls out and this makes a bed. But that's the only thing that.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, we made lots of mistakes on the way, and there's loads of things during the build that we completely ballsed up, wasted money, wasted time, wasted effort. But that's part of the fun of it, isn't it?
Part of the fun, yeah. And I think going back to what you said about the bed, if that was a little bit lower, we might get a little bit more light in at the back from the windows. But
one thing I probably maybe would have done is put a small window in this side. Maybe, potentially.
Actually, yeah, to be able to have a view out that way.
Maybe.
Yeah. And could we?
But I don't miss it. It doesn't bother me.
No. And actually, for us, like, we go in the van, generally it's evening.
Yeah.
And we want it dark to be able to go to sleep. So, yeah. There we go.
Don't know if I answered the question, but that is the answer.
That is the answer. Yep. Well, your turn.
My turn.
Lucky dip, and then I'll make a cup of tea.
Is your next vehicle going to be a self-build or already built vehicle? Oh, now I know the answer to this question. Our next vehicle is not going to be a vehicle We are not going to be buying another van, whether it be a one to do ourselves and self-build, or an already done one, a motorhome, a van, or whatever. We ain't going to buy another van. We're going to be buying a boat. We are buying a narrowboat in the next 12 months maximum. Whether or not that is going to be a ready finished boat or one we kind of do up ourselves and start again from is kind of a little bit debatable at the moment.
Yeah, we've been looking. There's such a, like with camper vans, you go and look. There's ones that need a full refit. There's ones that are done but you want to sort of tweak and make your own. Or there's ones that come fully finished. The fully finished ones are ridiculous money at the minute. Like the pristine ones are obscene amounts of money.
Same as a van. You buy a finished van, it's way more money, isn't it?
Yeah. So we are finding ones that we like the layout of, but they're really mouldy and crusty and need like stripping back and redoing in terms of that.
Which is fine, but the price for them is a bit too much for the fact you need to rip it out and start again.
And also that kind of age of boat isn't going to have the electric setup that we would want. Like we want solar, we want to be able to, you know, run a washing machine, that kind of stuff, if we're going to like live on it a bit longer term. So, you know, these hands are not made for hand washing your pants.
Oh, calm down. So yeah, the answer to the question is we're not buying another vehicle of any description. We'll be buying a narrow boat, just to confirm. We're not sure when yet. I mean, it's like July now. General advice we've had is that this time of year prices are higher because people buy for the summer and stuff, and normally kind of autumn, winter time, people have had enough of boating. It's when they sell more, so more come on the market, so prices go down a little bit. That's the theory. So we're looking, but we'll probably not proper look until later in the year.
Yeah. Would you ever want to build another van though? Like if we said, oh, let's get a different van, would you buy one?
Yeah. If I had the time.
Yeah. Yeah, or buy one that someone's converted and tweak, and it depends, doesn't it? But we just couldn't find the layout we wanted and what we wanted it to be, so we're probably too fussy and end up having to build another one anyway.
Yeah. It is draining physically and mentally doing your own van for anybody, but especially for us because we're both working full time. Extra things we have got to do as well, just general living. It's hard and it takes out of you. You do nothing literally all day that you're free. All weekend, evenings, you're either doing, thinking, buying, and it's not that cheap. But I loved it. I still do it again, yeah, absolutely.
And we sit here and we love it. Like we said earlier, there's nothing we'd have done change about the layout, what we've built. Might have done things in a different order and had a bit of a different approach to stuff, but no.
Well, we've only done 4 questions. We can't have a cup of tea yet. I mean, there's loads more in here.
Right, do one more, because I'm a bit
then.
croaky and I need a brew. Why does Steve always drive?
Right, let's do some quick fire ones. Go.
Steve always drives because he's a terrible passenger.
What a load of shite.
No, Steve always drives because he likes driving. And he's good at it.
Yeah, Cheryl wants to drive if she can. The only problem is at the minute she's not insured to drive because
there's no point putting me on the insurance because I've got no desire to drive.
She doesn't want to drive and it costs more money, so what's the point?
Yeah.
So I'm the only one that's sure.
I don't like driving in general. Like I'll do a 20-30 minute journey and that's enough for me. I'm bored anyway. I'm good at navigating. I'm good at knowing where we're going and doing all the admin and everything on that side of stuff. So we work as a team. So. Yeah.
And also, we're not there yet. I know this is an ongoing saga. We've talked about it lots. We haven't actually done anything definitive about it yet. But we're about to go overweight. We're about to up our payload, or whatever the right word is, to over 3.5 tons when we do all the paperwork. And then Cheryl hasn't got a licence to drive them, whereas I have. So
yeah, I'm not old enough to have it as an automatic, though rumours are that's changing. And I can't be bothered to take a test and pass it. Probably wouldn't. My brain's not very good at that.
Right, quick fire. One more quick fire.
Okay, sorry.
Do you get annoyed with each other living in such a small space? Yes. Right, next.
Explain.
Sometimes we get... Well, no, I don't think we do, actually. And any couple, whatever the dynamic of a relationship, if you don't get annoyed with each other at some point, then I think you're lying because you do. But I
don't think the small space living is annoying. Like, we don't annoy each other because we're in a small space.
No, we just annoy each other because we annoy each other. So no, I don't think so.
No, I don't think we don't get that annoyed with each other.
Quick fire then. One more then, and have a cup of tea.
Okay.
quick fire.
What are your travel plans?
So we're going to Europe soon in a few weeks.
Yes.
We're spending about 3 weeks out in Europe. We're doing some of Holland, we're doing some of Belgium, maybe a bit of Germany and some northern France. We are going to a festival also in August.
Yep.
In August we're going to a festival, same Camp Festival. We went there last year, we're going again this year. And then it's just going to be kind of weekends away really and things like that.
Yep. Hopefully we'll get a bit of a longer trip in October when it's school holidays.
Yeah.
And we might go and do France, maybe Ireland, might go back to Scotland.
Yeah, we have only really scratched the surface of Scotland. I need to go back there, but it's like the time to drive there. You've got to make it worthwhile, haven't you? You've got to be there for a little while.
Yeah. So yeah, and we've still got quite a few of our counties map to scratch off. So
we might
south east, southwest of England, we need to get.
We haven't done Cornwall and we haven't done Devon at all yet. Not in the van. We've been there previously in our previous lives, but not in this. So yeah.
Yeah.
Quick fire question.
Yeah.
Another one.
Go on, I need a brew.
2 more. I'm gonna have a tea.
No, one more.
One more. Have a tea. How do you decide where to camp? We look at somewhere on a map and we go, let's go there and find somewhere to stay. I say we, Chell does that and I just drive.
Yeah, so I do a couple of things. Having a
quick fire, remember?
Having a rough destination in mind is a good plan. So we might go, we'll go to this county or this country, whatever. And then I'll use search for sites, park for night. Generally in the afternoon, where we've done an activity or been somewhere, and then it's like, right, half an hour drive from here, where are we going to camp? Sometimes we book ahead and book campsites. When we did our Scotland trip, we booked campsites up there because we were in the motorhome and that was big and we needed a decent pitch. But yeah, search for sites, park for night. Google Maps is good because you can search campsites and look at like
you can do like a satellite
view, so you can see car parks. Another good tip is look for canals. Generally there's little car parks along canals for boaters to park and stuff,
and pubs
are generally, pub stops are always really good as well. Used to be members of Brit Stops, we're not anymore. Didn't really see any benefit on paying because there's loads of Facebook groups, and every pub we've ever been to, even if they're not on Brit Stops, we've asked and we can stay, because if you were drinking and you'd got your vehicle, you'd be leaving your vehicle anyway. So most of them are happy because you're in their car park and you're not causing any bother anyway. So yeah.
Quick fire answer there.
Tea break.
Time for a tea. Okie dokie. Question. Which is best, wild stroke free park-ups or campsites?
It depends for me.
Well, wild and stroke free campsites by default or park-ups are free.
Yeah.
So that's always going to be a bonus.
And you can get some really beautiful spots. You can get right next to whatever it is you want to do, like attraction-wise or walks or that kind of stuff.
And it adds a better element, I think, of adventure to what you're doing.
Yeah, and you end up
different.
Staying in places you wouldn't have stayed in. Yeah. So, like, if you go and visit like a nice little town and you end up staying there, you wouldn't necessarily have booked a B&B or whatever. Yeah.
Campsites are good because you obviously get more facilities and things, but they cost a lot of money nowadays.
Yeah, I like the outside space. I like outside living, cooking. I like being able to sort of, sit out, read a book, play a game, chill out, which we don't do if we're wild parking. Well, it depends where it is, to be fair, but we wouldn't do that. So we kind of we used to always go to like club sites and stuff.
Yeah, mainly caravan and camping club we went to.
which was good when we travelled with Lola, because Lola absolutely loves a campsite shower. She'd go for hours, wouldn't she? And those and we felt safe and felt like, you know, it was fine for her to go off and shower and stuff at night on her own and all of that. But we don't really need that now. We've got our own loo, our own shower. So we kind of, if we are going to campsite, it's more like a farmer's field, or...
Yeah, we wouldn't like the big organised, big companies. We'd use like little independents. Like we went to a great one in Suffolk. Forgotten what it's called. With the goats.
Oh yeah, Shottersham.
Shottersham.
Yeah.
That was a really good good campsite. Recommend that all day long. It was wonderful.
Yeah, so ones that are a little bit quirky, got a bit of something about
Got a bit of character.
We went to that really nice one in near Durham, near Alnwick, like Coast and Castles, wasn't it? It was like an old RAF place, so that was really quirky. They've got like a little shipping container is like a little bar. They had a pizza van come. Just quirky little ones like that are the kind of things that we prefer now. So pros and cons of both, but we prefer it when it's free.
Go on, the next one.
Oh yeah, forgot what we were doing. Where has been the best place you have visited? You want to go first?
I would say so far the best place we've been. Oh, a bit torn now. Either Anglesey, really like that, or when we went to Scotland and did Loch Lomond and Loch Ness. One of them.
Yeah.
Oh, or Northumberland. Northumberland is a beautiful county. So the best place I've been to is either Northumberland, Loch Ness, Loch Lomond, or Anglesey in Wales. They're the three best places I've been to.
I really like Glencoe.
Well, I'm covering that in my same Scotland thing.
Like camping there, and that was a caravan and camping club site.
Yeah.
But that was just beautiful. We just kept going out and wandering, didn't we? Straight from the site, which was amazing. I really liked Robin Hood's Bay, and we stayed up on that cliff and that crazy farm. That campsite was mad, wasn't it? The guy that owned that was crazy. And that just for the view, the fact we were up on a cliff and just had sea view and we could have a fire, and Anglesey was amazing.
There's only, to be fair, everywhere we stayed has been good, with the exception of one place, which was blooming awful, which was not. It was in Morecambe. Morecambe itself was nice. The campsite we stayed at in Morecambe was horrific. There was dead birds in the toilets, and it was proper.
Yeah, it was awful.
Dodge.
We had a horrible storm as well when we were there, so we kind of got trapped there. Yeah. But if we'd been in this, we'd have gone and just parked on the seafront in Morecambe, wouldn't we? Yeah. We wouldn't have worried about. But yeah, that was shockingly bad. Yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
So but hopefully we'll find other places that'll be our best.
What was the best part of building your van? When it was finished was the best part, which never is finished. What's the best part? I think my favourite memory
was, I've got two actually. No, I haven't. I've got three. I've got three favourite things. My first one was when we got the solar panels on and connected them up, and it worked. I was like, oh my god, this is amazing, because neither of us can do electrics. Like, this was amazing. The second one was when we put the hob in. There was no kitchen. We just brought the hob in, balanced it on a box, sat on the floor and made a cup of tea just because we could. And then my third one was when we had running water. I was like, we've done it now. We've got the power, we've got the water. Yeah?
I think the best bit for me, probably the weirdest bit, which didn't actually feel much of in our actual van build, was when I attached the diesel feed for the diesel heater into the main tank, because it was all underneath the van. I had to lower the diesel tank. It was the most stressful bit, because if that went wrong, we were completely screwed, weren't we? And we have to take it to a garage and cost thousands. And I connected the feeder, ran it through the whole of the floor into the diesel heater, turned it on. Turned it on first time and it worked. That was the best bit, when we had the diesel heater working. We have, for those of you interested, we've got a Truma D6E heater in our van. It does the hot water and the heating, and it's so powerful It's so good. This booming fan gets baking when you turn it on. It's great.
If you've got any more questions about the water, the power setup, just ask in the comments, and we always answer. Yeah. Anyone who comments, we always give you an answer. Cool.
Okay, next. Nearly finished. Only got 3 left.
Oh, does your electric setup really let you be off-grid?
Yes, so far, with the exception of one mistake that Cheryl made.
No, it's his fault.
We've been absolutely fine. We've got enough power than we need for cooking, watching what we watch on laptops and things, for charging phones, for showering,
running the fridge, the hob.
Yeah, everything absolutely fine. I mean, obviously in the winter it might become a little bit more of a challenge because there's less solar, but we've never had any problems apart from the one time when we fell asleep and left the heating on electric and it drained the battery. But that was our fault, nobody else's. Absolutely fine.
And in fact, we've got the diesel heating as well. We're not using electric, so fully off grid. So we've never, like, if we go and visit friends, like they offer, do you want to plug in? If we're in a shadow, whatever, we'll plug in, won't we? But we generally don't plug in.
We've got enough. If we just had the one water tank full of water, we've got enough to last us probably 5 days. That's with having a couple of showers each along the way, and all your washing and cleaning, that kind of thing. And the toilet we've got like a porta potty loo. And in the old van, Marge, we had like a normal Thetford cassette toilet like those people have. And the actual physical waste tank, I don't know the exact numbers, but it definitely holds less litrage-wise, waste-wise than this does. So we could easily go. I mean, we went to a festival last year, and there was the 4 of us there using the loo, not all the time, but a lot of the time. And I only emptied it on the last day when we went.
Yeah, and we did 5-6 days at half term.
Yeah.
And we only emptied it on the last day because we went past the canal services and emptied it there, didn't we?
From a fluids point of view, fluids going in, fluids going out, we could easily last 4 or 5 days without having to worry about it. Electric-wise, brilliant, not a problem at all. Could keep going forever.
Yeah, so we'll see. So obviously heading to Europe, we've never. We're going for quite a long time. I think we've got 20 days in total. That's our longest trip yet. So it'll be interesting to see how we get on with loo and finding airs and emptying and that kind of stuff. What? Yeah.
Right. You're just burping you enough.
I wasn't burping. I was trying to stop a cough.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
This lovely summer cold. Oh God.
Next question. Is it me? Only 2 left. If you're still with us, well done. What are the best stroke worst parts of living in a small space?
Right, I'm going to go first.
I know what the best part is.
The best part is cleaning. Takes me 30 seconds to clean up in here, because we don't leave anything out, because if we generally travel on most days, so the surfaces are all clear, everything's got a place, so there's no, like in your house, before you clean you have to tidy, but we don't have to tidy in here because it's always tidy. So in terms of like cleaning the living space, that I really like that about it. What was the question?
What's the best stroke worst part of living in a small space?
One of the worst parts, I think, is making sure we do put everything away. Like bedtime, you are the worst at leaving your stuff out, clothes-wise, and that's annoying.
Just there in case you need them in an emergency.
In an emergency. Yeah. Socks. Emergency socks.
You never know when you need a pair of socks.
It's the worst thing.
I don't think there is a worst. I suppose you have option. Obviously, if you're living in a house like we live in a house normally, we've got loads of stuff, loads of clothes and things. So if you've gone away and you're in a smaller space, you have to limit what you can take. But I don't necessarily see that as a bad thing.
No, I find it quite like, what would you say, like cleansing, but you don't have as much choice. Generally open the clothes cupboard and go, that's the nearest t-shirt, that's the nearest shorts or trousers or whatever. Making sure, I think probably the worst thing is just making sure everything does get put away in the right place. But it's taken us a while of living like this to get everything efficiently.
And remember, we don't live in our van.
No.
We go away for holidays and weekends. So maybe if we lived in it full time, maybe we will at some point, who knows. It might be a little bit different, but at the moment we don't live in it, so we don't see there's been a downside to it being a small place.
Like even showering is a bit of an effort. It's more effort than it is in your house because we have to like take the loo out and that kind of stuff. But
Yeah.
you can't just, and you have to plan ahead to heat the water, but you can't. It's like the olden days, isn't it? We had to put the thing on at home to heat up the water. But I think the best things about living in a tiny space is you don't accumulate a load of rubbish. We're also really mindful of the environment in a roundabout way, so we don't waste water.
No, you're much more at home. We're awful, like most people probably are, about wasting water. In the van, you don't waste any water.
Tiny amount of water for washing up. We only boil what we need there. And then, you know, we have a very limited rubbish space. So when we're buying food and we're buying things with like limited packaging, that kind of thing, making sure that we recycle everything as much as we can. That can be a bit annoying, finding recycling.
Yeah, but that's not living in the space, is it? That's just...
Well, I know, but then you have to end up like putting it all in the garage and stuff. But it's just thinking about these things, isn't it? It would be easy to just throw it all in a bin, but then you end up accumulating that. But yeah.
So yeah, no bad things, all good. Yeah. Right, last question.
Ooh.
Bowl's empty.
This is a good one to end on. Do you have any bad habits?
Do I have any bad habits? Apparently I have a bad habit of folding up my crisp packets, and that's apparently really bad.
That is annoying. But yours is socks.
Apparently socks.
You just leave socks everywhere. That's just to find out. Like, put them away.
Okay.
You got a drawer, put them away.
Chell's bad habit is that she claims that I'm deaf and I don't hear anything, but if she doesn't hear anything, it's my fault because I don't speak clearly enough. So she isn't deaf, but I am deaf. So she moans all the time that she can't hear me, yet when I do the same to her, that is still my fault and my problem. Chell also has a bad habit. She never makes the tea. I always have to make the tea.
Lies. Steve has a bad habit of lying about tea making.
And what's the other bad habit? She's talked earlier about whose job it is when we're driving, navigation and stuff. She pays no attention whatsoever when we're actually driving somewhere and tells me we need to turn left, right, straight on or whatever. And then we go past the junction. I think, we're supposed to turn left there. And she goes, oh, were we? Got no idea. Sorry. But apart from that, it's fine.
Well, you should follow the sat nav.
We don't have any sound on our sat nav because it annoys the hell out of me. Actually, we don't actually turn the sound on. It's gone a bit wrong. So you think there'd be somebody keeping an eye on it, especially when you're like coming into a town or something, and it might be a bit awkward navigation wise. But no, she's too busy on Instagram doing whatever she's doing.
Keeping our followers updated.
So we'll finish that on an argument.
So yeah, not really any bad. We wouldn't have stayed married for so long, I think, if we all had habits that annoyed each other. Yeah, and like people like want to know, don't they? I know my friends always ask me, well, what's it like going to the toilet in the van when your partner's in there? We've been married so long, like we know each other has bodily functions, like it's not a big deal. But we're just really mindful if we're going to go in there and be noisy. Like the other one just puts headphones on, or we put the radio on, we open the window.
Or I go for a 2-hour walk because I know how long it's going to be.
Oh, don't be rude. And then like open the Max air fan, put the radio on, and we've got an air freshener. Like, just be mindful that you are going to make a smell and just, Yeah, well those are the things that...
What a great way to finish a video.
But that's camper life, isn't it? That's living in a camper van. Yeah. So we hope we've answered all your questions. Thank you for everybody who sent one in.
Yeah, appreciate that. It's really good.
It's been nice to have a little chit chat.
Yeah.
Cup of tea.
We've noticed the past couple of weeks we've really had loads of new subscribers. So if you are new, and even if you're not new, if you've been here from the word go, thank you very much for watching. We really, really appreciate, enjoy your support. It's great. And it's great to interact with people. So yeah, please do leave a comment. Good, bad or indifferent, and we'll always reply.
Yep. Hit a like on the video. That does two things. It's good for us and the algorithm, but it's also good for your algorithm, because we find if we like videos, on our recommended page, we watch a lot of YouTube, we get similar videos come up. And then we've managed to discover loads of new channels we didn't know about. So if you like what we do and like that we use a camper van and we travel and that kind of stuff, click the like, because then you'll get other videos that are similar.
And if you don't like what we do and you don't like what we say and you don't like how we travel, also click the like, because then you'll get other videos. It'll be fine.
Yeah, other videos to watch if you don't like this one. So if you want to know more about us and you want real time updates of our travels that are coming up, Follow us on Facebook and Instagram. We post on there as regularly as we can, sometimes in the working week when I'm teaching small people. I don't post as much, but when we're away, we will be posting lots. We post, like, a lot of people on there like it when we've posted where we've camped and parked and that, 'cause we will, you know, watching this, we are real people, honest. We don't add any frills or anything, do we? So
no frills around here, mate.
our reviews will be honest and everything, won't they? So yeah. So thanks a lot for watching.
Cheers for watching.
We'll see you next time.
See you next time. Take care now. Bye bye.